Hello. Ah, nice. So that says Tsukihime, but it's July. It sure is. And boy, does it suck. I can't stand the heat. Guess I better get out of the kitchen. Anyway, hello! No chatting segment today. I kind of want to just jump right into it. I have had a sleepy day. I have been trying to get some writing done earlier today. I've really been struggling with it. When I'm ready to talk more about that, you will know. I've also slightly adjusted my face cam setup here, my facial capture setup. Oh, that might be why. So if that bodes ill for a reading stream. If things seem a little different, that's probably why. Shouldn't be super different. So hopefully it'll be a little better than it has been the past few streams, but that's fine. Hello, Mango Caterpillar, Cat, Catfish, Gamer, Girl, Dog, something else I forgot, Godzilla, Canadian, Pirate, Furry. I feel like you added more than one thing since last time, but I don't know which thing it is. Anyway, yes, once again, another exciting episode of Mythos Mondays with Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. Forgot the rest, so I had to make up for it. Fair enough, fair enough. We got my pass-through working correctly today, so I'm seeing everything as big and brightly as you guys are. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. When last we left off, we had just returned to the mansion and discovered something in the middle of the night that used to belong to us. And now we move on to the next day. You realized one day that you don't dream. All you see is your past set on repeat. A tapestry of introspection and rumination. A refrain of what has happened and what will happen through the lens of a lucid dream. You do not dream. I am not here. Shikitono has never known what it means to dream. I do not know you. And so, this story is over. I guess that'll about wrap it up for the stream, I guess. Damn. Yet you still continue to dream, unwilling to forget. Like the stars twinkling atop the falling snow. Like the sea roaring amongst the crashing of waves. Like the crumbling moon craving your shadow. Refrain, 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 refrain. That's certainly not ominous or anything. Just saying.
おはようございます。
Good morning. I hear an unfamiliar voice. My consciousness slowly returns.
朝です。
It is morning, Master Shiki.
お目覚めの時間で
Time
す。
to wake up.
しき
I thought I told her I didn't want her calling me Master. It makes me super uncomfortable. I opened my eyes, grabbed my glasses from the bedside, and put them on. The lines fade instantly. I sit up, trying to shake away the remnants of sleep. So he didn't go to bed in his glasses last night. Like we thought he did. Where am I?
おはようございます。
Good morning,
Shiki-sama.
Master Shiki. The maid bows.
あ、
Oh,
そう
right.
か。
I'm back in the
友野
Tono
の家に
mansion.
戻ってきたんだっけ。
はい。
Yes,
昨日はお
I
疲
believe
れ
you
だ
were
ったと
quite
存じ
tired
ます。
last night. Hisui stands by the door to my bedroom, her posture perfect, like a statue. My mind is still a bit foggy, likely from sleeping in a new place.
四季様。
Master Shiki. Hisui calls out to me. I shake my head to wake myself up.
おはよう、翡翠。
Good morning,
わざ
Hisui.
わざ起こしてくれて。
Thanks for the wake up
ありがと
call.
そのようなお言葉は不
Please,
要
there
で
is
す。
no need to thank me.
四季様をお
I
起
am
こしす
simply
る
doing
の
my
は
duty.
私の役割ですから。
Hisui answers flatly. It's too bad, I think. Hisui would be unstoppable if she had just half of the brightness of her sister. Not that I have any right to judge someone's character.
何かご用でしょうか。
Is there anything I can help you with? Hisui speaks up, perhaps aware of my gaze.
う。いや、なんでも
No,
ない。
I'm good.
翡翠の顔を見て。
I'd
ここが
forgotten where I
友野の
was
屋
for a
敷なんだ
moment,
って
but
実
seeing
感
your
しただけ
face
だ
has jogged my memory. I get out of bed and take a deep breath. The clock says it's a little before 7 a.m. It's a bit earlier than when I usually wake up.
着替えてから下に行く。
I'll change and head down.
今、
I should go to
じゃ
the
なくて
parlor.
食堂
I
に
mean,
行けばいいんだ。
dining room, right?
はい。
Yes.
食堂にお
Please
いで
come
く
to
だ
the
さい。
dining room. Your breakfast
朝
has
食の
already
支
been
度ができて
prepared.
いますので。
わかった。
Got it.
ありがとう。
Thanks. Hisui bows and leaves the room. I ventured down to the first floor lobby. I've already changed my underclothes and put on my uniform. The dining room is just inside the west wing, mirroring the location of the parlor in the east wing. It's the large room to the left of the hall, on the opposite side of the stairs.
おはようございます。四季さん。
Good morning, Shiki.
早速朝食をご用意し
I'll
ます
bring you some
ね。
food right away. Kohaku had been waiting for me, it seems. Hisui must have told her last night that being called master makes me uncomfortable. It seems Kohaku is a little bit more flexible when it comes to that sort of thing. They really are about as different as two people can be. Kohaku quickly sets the table. Prepared for me is a full traditional Japanese meal, a one soup, three sides set with rice. Except,
しまった。
damn,
昨日
should have said something yesterday.
だった。
Oh,
もしか
is
して
there
苦手
something
な
you
もの
don't
が入
like?
っていました四季さん、カブ
Not a
はお
fan of
嫌いですか？
いえ、好き嫌いは
No,
あまりな
I'll
い
eat
方
pretty
だと
much
自負
anything
してますけ
actually.
ど。
It's just
なんていうか。
there's a little too much. I've always been a light eater, especially when it comes to breakfast. The more I eat, the worse my heartburn gets, until my appetite is totally gone. I've had those days. I feel pretty good today, so I could probably eat a full bowl of rice, but on bad days, I'll only manage a bite or two.
そうですか。
Is that so?
朝食だとは
I
伺っ
heard
て
you
お
were a
りま
light
したの
eater,
で、
so I made less than
これでも
usual.
控えめ
Is
に
it
してみ
still
た
too
のです
much?
けど、ダメですか？
すみません。
Sorry,
事
I've
故の
been like
後
this
遺
ever
症の
since
よう
my
なので
accident.
こればか
Oh,
りは
but
ど
don't
うし
get me
ようも
wrong,
な
it
い
all
という
looks
か。
delicious. The meal itself is
Ah.
perfect.
でも、すごく美味しそうなのはわかります。この朝食は完璧ですね。
I quickly blurred out my honest impression. I don't want to seem ungrateful after Kohaku cooked a wonderful meal for me. None of this is her fault.
とにかく、いただきま
Thank
す。
you again.
残してしまったら
I'm sorry if I
ごめ
don't
んなさい
eat everything.
いえ、 お気になさらず。
Please don't concern yourself with that.
私もこの道のプロです
I'm a
ので。
professional, so I'll use this opportunity to get a better understanding of how much you normally eat.
ではどうぞ召し
Now
上が
enjoy
れ。
your meal, and don't hesitate to tell me if there's anything you don't like.
遠慮なく言ってくださいましね。
ごちそうさまでした。
Thank you for
大変美味し
breakfast.
かったです。
It was delicious. I bring my hands together and express my thanks. Kohaku's breakfast was a feast for the eyes as well as the stomach. It was delicately seasoned, with none of the flavors overpowering one another. Each bite served to only whet my appetite more. I'm sure most high school guys would have helped themselves to seconds or thirds.
けどすみません。
I feel terrible though.
せっかく
We
用意し
went
て
through all
くれ
that
たの
effort
に
and I wasn't able to
残して
eat
しまった
everything.
いいんです。
No,
先に
no,
お
it's quite
話を
alright.
聞いておかなかった。
It's my fault for not
私
asking
の
you
失敗
about
です
it
から
earlier.
それに
Besides,
十分
it was a
嬉しい
joy
ご
to
ざいま
watch
す。
you eat. You look like you were really savoring every
本当
bite.
に美味しそうに召し上がって
It
くれるん
makes
です
all the
か
effort I
ら。
spent learning my craft
こ
worth
の
it.
日のために腕を磨いていた甲斐があったというものです。
She's so nice. Kohaku smiles sweetly. I think she's got things wrong. The joy's all mine, getting to see a smile like that.
いけません。もう
Oh
こんな
my,
時
look
間
at
で
the
す。
time.
どうぞ私にお構い
Please
な
go
く
on ahead to the
今の
parlor.
方に行ってく
There's
だ
a
さ
cup
い
of tea
な。
waiting for you there.
あちら
I'll be
で
in
食後
trouble
の
if
お
I
茶
hog
を
you any
用意いたし
further.
ますから。あまり四季さんを独占していますと後が恐ろしゅうございますし。
I think that means someone's waiting for us. Kohaku giggles as she continues tidying up. It's already 7:20 a.m., so I should start getting ready to go to school. I thank Kohaku one last time and leave the room. As I suspected. Hisui and Akiha are already in the parlor when I arrive. Akiha is wearing the uniform for Asagami Girls' Academy, a prestigious school for young ladies.
よ
Hey,
う、おはよう。
morning,
アキラ
Akiha.
おはようございます。
Good morning, dear
兄さん
brother.
今朝は起床時間が
You
遅
woke
かっ
up
たよう
quite
で
late
すが
today, though I will overlook it this time.
よし
It
と
was
し
your
まし
first
ょう
day back yesterday, so I will
初日につき
presume you found it
よ
difficult
く
to
寝
sleep.
つけなかったということにしておきます。
Snippy is the first word that comes to mind. It's probably not a good idea to tell her that I actually woke up earlier than usual this morning.
すい、兄さんに食後の紅茶を。
Hisui, pour my brother a cup of tea.
私ももう一杯い
I'll
た
have
だき
another
ま
one
す。
as well.
かしこまりました。
Of course.
四
Would
季
you like
様、
sugar, Master Shiki?
お砂糖はお入れしますか？
ああ、
Oh,
うん
yeah.
じゃ
One,
あ
please.
一つだけ。
Or woke up before 7 a.m. Late. Yeah. Yeah. Chat, what's the latest you've ever woken up in a day? I think the latest I've ever woken up in a day is like 2 p.m. 8 p.m. Okay, but when did you go to bed? Because, like, if you were up until 10... Okay, see, that's... Yeah. I could stay up until... Well, in the past, I have stayed up till, like, 11 o'clock or midnight, and then slept until, like, 2 p.m. the next day. Of course, I was pretty young and... depressed. Moving on. Thus begins an inexplicable morning. Hisui places a cup on the table and returns to her position by the wall. I take a sip of the ruby-colored tea and Hold on, what is this?
め
This
ちゃく
tastes
ちゃうまい。
amazing.
苦いのに甘い。
Bitter yet
複
sweet.
雑なのに
Complex
喉越しがすっきりしていて
yet totally drinkable.
そもそも香り
It
が
even smells like Christmas.
クリスマスっぽい。
Flabbergasted, I ramble on nonsensically. It's Hawaiian punch. Damn. I didn't care much for the lavishness of the mansion I saw yesterday, but this tea is something else entirely.
今朝はマリアージュのエス
You
プリド
have
ノ
found
エル
the
で
spirit
す
of the season in your cup, I see.
紅茶の名店といえば
Most assume the
イギリス
English
で
make
す
the
が
finest black teas,
こちらは
but
フラン
this
ス
here
の
is an
名店です
impeccable French-made blend established in
創
the
業そのものは
1850s and brought to Japan only
1850
15 years ago.
日
It's
本
still
に
not
上
very
陸したのは
widespread,
スイス
but its quality is unmistakable.
15年ほど前だからメジャーではないものの品質に問題はありませんクリスマ
Comparing
ス
it
と
to
いう
Christmas
表
is
現
an
は
interesting choice,
曖昧す
and
ぎ
a
て
little
評価し
vague,
づらい
but
ですから
strangely, I know
シミ
exactly
と
what
ニ
you
ュアンス
mean.
は伝わりますね
Akiha laughs, seemingly having found my reaction amusing.
お値段もお手頃だ
I
そうで
was
す
right to
し
select a modestly
庶
priced
民派
blend
な兄
to
さんに
match
合
your
わせてみ
simple
た甲斐
palate.
がありました
I hope you've learned that good tea
上
is
質
worth
の
its
葉
weight
に
in
は
gold.
黄金に等しい価値があると勉強になりましたか
Think that was a little bit backhanded, but okay. She looks down on me as if I'm the Neanderthal to her sophisticated queen. Even the way she returns her cup to its saucer is refined. I hate to admit it, but she's right. So this is what real tea tastes like. What have I even been drinking up until now? I finally understand why all those trading companies sprouted up just to get their hands on this stuff. 10 minutes have passed since I came to the parlor. Akiha and I spent most of the time enjoying our tea. Few words were spoken. Every time our eyes met, we both turned our gazes back to our cups. Honestly, I've never felt more awkward. But even so, it wasn't a bad way to spend time. Having abandoned her for so long, seeing Akiha able to pass time peacefully like this fills me with an emotion I can't quite explain. Relief? Is that what this is? Regardless, it makes me happy to see Akiha here in front of me. Just as I'm enjoying things, a strange noise comes from the hall. Time to build, time to love.
乱雑乱暴最後に
Chaotic, reckless insanity!
スタン
Off to hell, now come with me! What? Oh, come on. Oh, I think the battery might have actually died this time. No. No, we're good. Oh, if only this game was on PC. It might be. I didn't do terrible research. I got the special edition of the game. Anyway. The sound of someone's horrendously off-tempo humming creeps through the wall.
Hi, good morning.
Man, the character entrances in this game so far are really, really just spectacular. Damn. Hope you had an absolutely boss morning, boss. The thing that slams open the door is decked out in an outfit that's just as outrageous as her entrance. A top that doesn't leave much to the imagination, and a tight leather skirt. Her long hair is crudely bound together. She doesn't seem to be wearing makeup, but her lips are strangely captivating. Her reddish blonde hair, combined with the fact that she's taller than me, tells me she's not Japanese. I glance at her unmistakable curves. She does have a great figure. She gives off the impression of a woman. The kind of person that would be more suited to lounging on the beach somewhere instead of standing here in this old mansion. At least, she would if it weren't for her white coat, which strangely suits her. Bro, this music is crazy. Good morning, Dr. Arak. It's only on PS4 and Switch. Okay, that's what I thought. What is it you need? I believe my regular checkup was supposed to be yesterday. I just wasn't feeling it yesterday, you know? The sunset really got my engine going, if you know what I mean. So I ditched the checkup and went out on the town. So basically I played hooky, which is why I'm here bright and early today. Oh, I'll take a cup of tea as well, Miss Maid. 4 spoons of sugar. 5, actually. No, I think it's a 6-spoon kind of day after all. The woman in the white coat barges into the parlor. Her eyes naturally meet with mine. She stares at me. After scanning me for some time, I catch the woman smirking at me when... That's the best thing I've ever seen! Are you trying to kill me, boss? You give me a hardcore hit of A10 dopamine. What's happening right now? Oh man, you totally got me. What is this, Macbeth? You're already halfway to everyone being dead. Okay, bro. We're going back to the Joy-Cons. Give me a minute. Whoosha. Dude. What's up, Gilgamesh? Welcome to this. More specifically, this. The woman is doubled over, howling with laughter. All I can do is frown. Who is this person? Akiha called her doctor, but... Dr. Arak. Will you introduce yourself to my brother? Akiha coughs and chides the woman, seeing my predicament. I Radon and ouch. Yeah. We'll be back at it again tomorrow, don't you worry. Huh? Introduce myself? To little Oshiki? Who cares about that formal stuff? I've already heard plenty about him from Makihisa. You're not interested in an outsider like me, are you, wee little Shiki? Besides, if you had the cojones, wouldn't it be better directing that extra energy at the boss over there? Is she Makihisa's mom? Mommy? Sorry, mommy? From Makihisa? Then this woman knew my father? Oh no, Makihisa was the father. Who was the twin-tailed girl from the school? I don't remember. It's astonishing how much one week can obliterate my memory. Forget I said anything. She suggests he go after her sister. Let's not worry about it. Yep, I was a free spirit, a wanderer, a webless spider going wherever the wind took me. But then I met Makihisa. Why don't you come stay with us if you have nowhere else to go? He totally hit on me. But too bad for him, he wasn't really my type, so I said no. Now I'm besties with the boss here. I think that about sums it up. Yowza. I look over to Akihiko to confirm if what I've just been told is true. I don't have the courage to talk to this woman directly. Indeed. Dr. Arak attended the university with our late father. Found the hidden twin blade? I don't know if I knew about that. Now, as a friend of his, she acts as my advisor. What? Don't call me that. Call me Professor. And put some heart into it. If you don't, I'll cry right here and now. Every story's got one. Arak laughs, not looking even the least bit sad. Except, even mid-laughter, I notice that her eyes have never left me since she entered the room, like we're connected by a thread. The red thread of fate. Here you are, Miss Arak. Your tea. Hisui intervenes. Either unaware or unfazed by our conversation, she serves to calm Arak's energy. With the 6 sugar cubes. Oh, Miss Maid, you really are perfect, aren't you? She's not happy to be interrupted. Arak puts a hand on her hip as she downs her sugar-filled tea in one breath.
Oh, nice
now
sugar.
That's some good sugar. Great for the organs, you know? It's going right to my... What the fuck am I reading? Wow, this might be the first time a story's taken me so out of itself. Just with one word. Now that's some good sugar. Great for the organs, you know? It's going right to my ovaries. I feel the love. That better not be a fucking soundbite. Oh god. Alrighty, time for our checkup. The air conditioner in the bath is on the fritz, right? Don't you worry your little heads. I'll have it done in a jiff. I'll even throw in some ion cluster tech. Arak saunters over to the door to the hallway, laughing all the while. She turns to face me, her hand on the doorknob. I hope we'll get along, Shiki. Us outsiders have to stick together, I'm sure you're going to have a lot to deal with. But if you ever find yourself lost, my door is always open. The intruder leaves the same way she arrived, humming to herself. That was fucking wild. Yeah, that's an appropriate response. An awkward silence pervades the parlor. Hey, Akiha. I don't know much about Dr. Arak myself. Father's will stipulates that we grant her access to the mansion and permission to mend things around it. It seems Father often relied on her abilities with regard to architecture, one of her many talents. Akiha explains the situation curtly. She answered before I could even ask who the woman was. As if to say she doesn't want me asking any more questions. She's got spider magic. It's possible. Tell you the cool effect of this twin blade? Maybe we talk about it. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Maybe if you just tell me, like, the general idea of where it is, and I'll see if I can find it. And we'll
失礼い
check
た
it
し
out
ますね
tomorrow.
明葉様
Excuse me, Mr.
そろそろ
Sakiha.
登校の
It's
お時間
almost time for us. It's almost time to leave for school.
おや
Hmm?
何やら緊迫した雰囲
Feels a
気
little
ですね
tense in here.
はは朝から無
Already
理
scaring
難題
poor
を言っ
Shiki with your
て
demands
早
first
速
thing
四季さ
in
ん
the
を
morning,
怯え
are
させ
we?
てしまったのですかあなたね
What do
早
you mean
速とは何
already?
ですか早速とは第一
I would never
私は理
request the
不尽な
impossible.
決まり事は口に
Everything we
し
have
ません
discussed thus far has been
常識
perfectly
的
within
な
the
範
realm
囲
of
でのお
reason.
願いをするだけです
Kohaku seems amused by Akiha's defense. It's only the second day, but I feel like I'm starting to understand their relationship.
それでは私は
Well
学校
then,
に
I will
向か
be
い
leaving
ま
for
す
school.
兄さん
Shiki,
昨
I
夜
do
も言
hope
い
you
ました
won't
が
forget about your
門
curfew.
限は厳守するよ
Did
う
you see the news from last night?
昨夜のニュースはご覧になっていますか
Uh-oh.
なってないよ
I haven't.
携帯電話
Someone
を
thought it
誰
was
かに取り上
reasonable
げら
to
れ
take
たか
my
ら
phone
ね
away from me,
理
remember?
不尽気味に
Nice comeback.
そうですか
I see.
では
I will make sure there's a morning
Asukara
paper in the
長官を今に用意
parlor
させます。
starting tomorrow then. Off a ledge. I think I have an idea where that might be. Did you hear the cake that lost? Did you hear about the cake that lost its composure at the wedding? It was in tears. I could ban one of my moderators. It's pretty tame in here most of the time. Ahem. I see. I'll make sure there's a morning paper in the parlor starting tomorrow then.
早めに起床し
You should make it a habit of waking up early to pursue it every day. To peruse it every day. There she goes again. My sarcasm is quickly hurled back into my face by her cold, pointed response.
ニュースによると
Apparently, the body of a vagrant was found
昨夜
outside the
そうや
north
って
exit of
不老
Soya
者の遺
Station.
体が発見されたそう
Some
です
report the cause of death as exposure, but
栄養
others have
失調に
reported
よ
it
る凍
as
死とも
blood loss.
出血による衰弱死とも報道されています
It's the vampire story again.
真相はどうあれ
Regardless of the true
このとこ
cause,
ろ
the
繁華街
city
の
is
治
not
安は
safe.
良くないようです
I trust you will not shame our
そ
family
んな
by
時に出
getting,
会
by
い
getting yourself involved
く
in
だら
such
な
a
い事件に
ridiculous
巻き込まれ
affair.
ては遠野家の恥ですから学校が終わり次第
Please make sure to be home
日が落
before
ち
the
る
sun
前に
sets.
屋敷に戻ることを心がけてください
Now that, chat, is what we call foreshadowing. Because, I get the distinct feeling that we are somehow, for some reason, not going to get home before sunset. Luck still shines. Who'd you pull? And in what game? Did you pull? Were you pulling an FGO? Because I did not get anything that I wanted. Akiha leaves the parlor after reminding me of my curfew. But if she wants me home before the sun sets, that means I'll have to be back by 6. Why even make my curfew 8 o'clock then? The clock in the parlor puts the time at 7:30 a.m. I can make it to school as long as I have 30 minutes to spare. But will Akiha arrive in time? I think I remember Asagami Girls Academy being pretty far away. Huh? Did you pull Arc? Hell yeah. I did not. I spent like all of those Saint Quartz that they gave us for free. Nah, didn't work. All that in 10 minutes? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Time just passes slower in Japan, I guess.
四季さん
Shiki.
四季さん
Shiki. Can you
聞
hear
こえ
me?
ますか
Yes, you.
あなたです
Downtrodden and wallowing in despair to facing
明葉
Mr.
様の容
Sakiha's
赦ない仕
scathing
打ちに
assault.
打ちひしがれ絶望に膝を折っているあなたに話しかけています
Yes? What is she doing? Hidden behind the sofa, she gestures for me to come over to her.
聞こえていますけど
I can hear you, Kohaku.
何ですか
What are you doing here? 390 quartz and 47 tickets. Damn. That's fucking brutal. That's the kind of effort I would put in for Ishtar if I didn't already have her maxed out.
違います。
I'm not Kohaku.
使
I'm a
用人であって
mysterious
使用
being in
人
the
ではない
shadows,
曖昧
a
な
silent
存在
guardian.
な
Which is
の
why I
で
can give you this.
これをあなたにお返しするのです
Worth it? I believe you. Kohaku pulls out a cell phone from the sleeve of her kimono. That's my phone that Akiha confiscated yesterday.
いいん
Are
です
you
か？
sure?
はい
Of
でも
course.
アキラ様には内緒
Let's
ですよ
not mention this to Mr. Sakiha,
見つか
okay?
らないように注意
Careful
して
she
くださ
doesn't
いね
catch you.
あと屋敷内で使うのもお控えくださいまあ電波の通りがあまり良くないので
Excuse me.
使いたくても使えないとは思い
Also,
ます
try
が
not to use it while you're in the mansion. We don't get very good service anyway, so you probably wouldn't be able to regardless.
琥珀さん。
Kohaku. At least someone in the Tono Manor is on my side. I take the phone and quickly slip it into the inner pocket of my uniform. And when they catch you, they will kill you. But first, they must catch you. So I think Kohaku's probably best girl so far. She's chill as fuck.
あとはこちらもどうぞ
Take this too.
正門の認
It's
証
a key
カー
card
ド
for
で
the main gate.
すブザーを押していた
Of
だけれ
course, I can
ば
unlock it for
私
you
の
if you
方で
press the
ロック
buzzer,
を解除し
but
ま
it
す
does
が
take time to get
警
to
備
the
室ま
security
で行
room.
くのにどうしても時間がかかってしまいますのでご面倒とは存
I
じ
hate
ま
to
すが
trouble you, but if you're
お
in
急
a
ぎ
hurry,
の
it'll
時
be
はこ
faster
ちら
to
で
open the
正
gate with
門の
this.
鍵を開けていただければ助かります
A key card for the gate. Tonos sure don't slouch when it comes to security.
それでは私は秋葉
Well
様
then,
をお見
I
送
have to
りして
see
きま
Mr.
す
Sakiha off.
後のことは翡翠ちゃん
Hisui
にお
will
任せ
take care of
します
everything
ね
else for you. I said Hisui, not fucking Siri. Key item. Put that in the big backpack pocket.
はい行ってらっしゃい
Yes.
姉さん
Goodbye, sister. Kohaku hurries off after Akiha.
四季様のお時間はよろしいのです
Will you
か
have time to make it to school, Master Shiki?
ああ、こ
Yeah,
こから学校
only
まで
takes 30
歩いても
minutes or so to
30
walk
分だ
from
から
here.
ね。今7時半だろ。
It's 7:30 now,
途
so
中で
I
ちょっ
should
と
make
走
it
れ
if
ば
I
間
run
に合
a
う
bit.
よ。
Thanks for worrying about me,
気に
though.
かけてくれてありがとう、翡翠。
Hisui nods, seemingly satisfied with my explanation.
それでは
Then
外ま
please
で
allow
お
me
見
to
送
see
りい
you
た
off.
します
ああ
Yeah,
うん
thanks.
どうも。
Excuse me. Like I mentioned, I'm shockingly tired today, so expect only more yawning. Having a personal maid really is embarrassing. I rise from the sofa in response to Hisui's urging. Disregarding the intruder earlier, my first morning in the mansion after 7 years passed without much issue. Have a Snickers, you get tired when you're hungry. You're probably right. What did I eat today? A couple leftover slices of pizza and some peanut butter crackers. That's it. Ahem. I'm also drinking some caffeinated gamer sups. Today I'm drinking Sakura Splash because it finally came in from being out of stock before. And I put it in my cinder cup, and it kind of looks like the pink fire. In case anybody was wondering. Hisui sees me out as I leave the mansion. Pretty. You mixed them yet? I have. It was delicious. The Tono estate rests atop a high hill on the outskirts of Soya, quite a distance from the station. From the vast stretch of forest in the area, it's easy to think that the manor was built simply to be an entrance to it. It only takes a little more than 30 minutes to pass the station and get to school from here. I should be able to make it in time for homeroom if I hurry a bit. Not saying I'm better at Cinder than Cinder at naming things. I sense a butt coming. We're saying our gamer sub-flavor should have been Pyro Pep. I don't know if it's got the same punch. I get where you're coming from, though. I make my way down the long decline. It's my first time taking this route to school, since I always took the train when I was with the Arimas. It almost feels like I'm going to an entirely different school. I must say that your idea for the name is better than mine. My idea for the name was so bad that it didn't make it into any of the highlight videos. I almost said Pyro Punch. That was one of the early suggestions before we knew what the flavor was. It was like a Pyro Punch. That was probably like the runner-up. Anyway, enough about that. There's not really anyone from school around. I don't see many from Soya High in this area. 7:30 a.m. I seem to be the only one wearing a school uniform. Unlike the south exit yesterday, the north exit is crowded with commuters. Men in suits rush by on their way to work, the kind of sight that's entirely common. They appear unbothered by the recent happenings in the city. Or at least, it's not enough to warrant changing their day-to-day schedule. Regardless, there's no obvious change to the town. I guess few would avoid going out at night, based on a bad feeling like Arihiko. Oh my god, that is an iPod ad. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is a early to mid 2000s iPod ad. iPod. Before the iPhone existed. Gaze in awe, chat. This is what advertising used to be. This was an incredibly successful campaign, by the way. The silhouettes. I remember that shit to this day. Don't bring up the don't bring up the Comic Sans. Moving on. I head to the residential district, away from the station. Unlike before, the road here is packed with uniformed students. My phone tells me I have 5 minutes until the school gate closes. I quicken my pace, dashing down the asphalt path so I won't be late. Is that what it said? Star bags? That's funny. It took me around 30 minutes, just like I told Hisui. I did have to run once or twice, so I should leave a bit before 7:30 if I want to have plenty of time. Arihiko isn't here today. I guess him coming in yesterday really was a fluke. I walk over to my desk, greeting my classmates on the way. I check my phone for the few minutes I have until homeroom starts. I scan the morning news as well as both school forums, the official one created at the behest of the younger teachers, and an anonymous board made by students. There's nothing particularly interesting this morning. I look up and find that the vast majority of other students are spending their time in a similar fashion. Apparently, most teachers over 30 say we don't have any real friends. A common misconception by the previous generations. All that's changed is how we define our friendships. We value our friends behind the monitor as much as those we talk to in person. Our class gets along just fine. If anything, it used to be difficult to make friends outside of your own class. But that's not the case anymore. It's easier than ever to find people you click with. Homeroom doesn't need to be like a family anymore, as long as people get along okay. That's kind of a sweet sentiment. The rapid growth of the internet has bridged any gap in knowledge caused by age. We might not share the same wealth of experience, but I'd say we're pretty even when it comes to day-to-day things. They say we have no passion, no dreams, no hope, but I don't think that's our fault. The world is smaller than it used to be. Even elementary schoolers know just how stalled our society has become. Which is why it's become difficult to have dreams in this day and age. This has gotten unexpectedly depressing. That's what it means to share information. The larger our collective knowledge grows, the smaller the lives of the people who possess it seem to become. People used to look beyond the horizon to learn. There's no need anymore. We don't need to go anywhere. People may be free, but they've lost all reason to venture outside their narrow world. Whether that be the classroom, school, or city, people feel trapped. At least that's what people say. And that's just their personal opinion. I don't feel that sense of being trapped. I don't have any problems with our society or feel like we're stuck. The only thing I'm worried about is enjoying every day I have as much as I can. To start with, it's probably wrong for someone dreaming of the simple life to drone on about the complexities of society. I bet I'm full of misconceptions. The bell for homeroom The bell for homeroom rings while I'm lost in thought. The students who had been chatting away return to their seats. I put away my phone and ready my mind for class. Thus begins my second day of school since returning home. It's been 3 minutes since homeroom began. A replacement for Miss Toyama has yet to arrive. Murmurings spread through the room. The class isn't far from crumbling into disorder. The students have completely lost focus. Everyone would prefer to goof off until first period, if we're going to be forgotten about anyways. Just 1 more minute. We'll behave for 1 more minute. After that, we can do whatever we want. Just as we all make the unspoken agreement, the door rolls open. Hello. Alright, quiet everyone. Quiet. Homeroom is starting. Oh! Chad, I might have to queue up Van Halen. What? Oh dear, she's cute. The classroom falls silent. We stare at the complete stranger who just entered the room. She obviously isn't Japanese. In fact, she looks more like a college student than a teacher. Look at, she's cute though! With the little beauty mark. Are you all okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. Don't worry. I don't have snakes in my hair, and I'm not going to turn you all to stone. Oh my, not a fan of myths here, are we? let's see. You don't have to worry about me crawling out of any television screens. Oh, but then I guess I don't have the long stringy hair for that either. I think I'm in love. The first two things she says are a mythology reference and a horror movie reference. Also, Tobias, what the hell am I looking at in my chat box right now? Hey, can I get a triple Baconator combo with a Vanilla Frosty? I know right now you guys aren't doing vanilla, but can you make an exception for me? Sir, this is not a Wendy's. VOD watchers, you probably can't see this, but it's a celebration in the chat box. Twitch has some weird features, man. Anyway, I'm hot for teacher. It costs 25 bits. Reasonable, I guess. It's just a quarter to be obnoxious. And he ain't pinned the message. It's chaos here. Constantly. Why do I give you motherfuckers any power at all? Ahem. I cringe. Still a pretty ancient reference. Ain't really? I don't know. Sadako's pretty popular. Y'all seen that pictures of that statue that was featured at AX? Yeah, she's still pretty popular. The woman doesn't seem bothered by it. She stands behind the teacher's podium that gives an exaggerated cough. You like the chaos we cause? Yeah, it's funny. It's fun. We have a good time here. Nice to meet you all. My name is Noelle Aizome, and I'll be filling in for Miss Toyama. Noelle. We'll only be together for a short month, but I look forward to having a great time with you. The original Japanese ring was 1998, that's not even that old. Yeah, this is taking place in like 2002 or something, so... I don't know, man. I'll be teaching PE and English. My favorite food is Mont Blanc, and I like getting gift cards on my birthday. And please don't talk about pet shops around me, as they're just not my thing. Okay, ooh. Devastating demerit. Tsukihime came out in late 2... Right, okay, so it probably takes place... If it came out in late 2000, then it probably takes place in, like... 1999 or 2000. Actually, it probably takes place in, like, 2004 or something. I think this is a little... Whereas, Witch on the Holy Night took place approximately during the same year it was written. I think this takes place a little bit in the future compared to when it was written. She doesn't like pet shops. I'm happy to answer any questions you have for me, so feel free to ask anything your heart desires. A thunderous crash breaks the silence. The sound originated from a male student who jumped up from his chair after seeing Miss Noelle's wink. It was me. That was me. I was that student. I was that. I already made the hot for teacher joke. I said I gotta queue up Van Halen. I have to admit, it got me as well. Miss Noelle isn't what I'd call an absolute stunner, but that only adds to her charm. I guess you could say it makes her more approachable. She's the kind of slightly older woman guys my age are really into. Her charm is hard to put into words, but there's something about her that I think tickles every high school guy's fancy. I have a question. How old are you? nailed with blood. Where do you live? That's a little parasocial. What do you do on your days off? Do you have any hobbies? That's actually kind of a reasonable question, I suppose. Are you into high schoolers? That's illegal. She's probably like, yeah, no, it is not lost on me that the woman who's being described as slightly older than the main character is probably significantly younger than I am right now. Well, maybe not significantly. I guess it depends on what you count as significant. Are you into high schoolers? What the fuck? Only a high schooler is allowed to ask that, and nobody is allowed to answer. I mean, actually, everybody is encouraged to answer no. Right, Chet? I mean, I need to break the fourth wall to cuff one and get the bat for the... Wait. It's not illegal because he's the high schooler. It's just weird and inappropriate. It's not illegal, but it is fucked up. A wave of questions comes flooding from the boys. Stuff like this would usually be saved for the anonymous message boards, but after that wink, it seems the guys couldn't wait. The girls look at the boys like they're human trash, but this doesn't seem to bother them, now feverishly bombarding Miss Noelle with questions. What a wonderful response. Thank you. Let's see. I'm sure the girls will figure it out eventually, so I'll just tell you that I'm 25. I rent an apartment 2 stations away. I like my men mature and well-read, and my hobby is helping out with the church on Sundays. I'd love it if you all came and said a prayer with us sometime. But she doesn't like pets. That's really... That's kind of a deal breaker. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. You can't She doesn't like pet shop. Well, yeah, she doesn't like pet shops. Presumably because she doesn't like pets. Like, why else would you? Well, I guess it depends on how many hairs you want to split. 'Cause pet shop, where you buy pets, or like, yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Pet shops are typically not very humane, as opposed to pet shelters where you adopt. Pet shops where you buy versus pet shelters where you adopt. That, you know what? We'll see if we expound on that. We'll see if there's any more detail that goes into that because yeah. Right, shelter's good, shops not so much. Any pet I've ever had has come from a shelter. Actually, have I ever told the story about the ferret? I don't know if I've ever told the story about the ferret on stream. Screw it, we got a little time. One day, years and years ago, I don't remember how many years at this point, my younger brother, Galahad, who's been here from time to time, discovered a ferret outside in our yard, living in a little drain pipe. I live near a like a water feature, like a little river, I guess you could call it. And technically it's like half on our property. The details don't matter. But there's a little ferret in the drain pipe leading into that little water area, and so my dad had a brook, a brook, a small river, a little battling brook. My dad had a rat trap that we had used. But not like the snap traps. He had a cage, essentially. It would you put a little bait on the inside, and then whatever animal the rat will enter, going after the cheese, and then the door will close behind them, and then it can't open with pressure from the inside. It has to be, there's a mechanism on the outside to get it to open. Humane, rat trap. So we threw a little bit of bologna, because that's what we had, into the trap and left it out overnight. And in the morning, lo and behold, a ratty, tick-covered, traumatized little ferret was inside. We spent the next day or two kind of nursing her back to health, picking off up the hundreds of ticks that were all over her, and she spent all of that day pooping a lot because she hadn't eaten proper food in we aren't really sure how long. She was trying to catch mosquitoes with her paws to eat. She was definitely struggling. Now, my other brother at the time, Cookus, who has been here once or twice, he was working for a local pet shop at the time, and looked for, so he knew where to look for a specific marking that they put on all of the animals from that pet shop. Turns out she had one, and so he was able to look up the ferret in their system and see who purchased her. Turns out it was some woman from a street or two away who was older, was kind of not all together, sadly, and she, seeing that she had purchased the ferret and then had kind of accidentally or not really understandingly released them into the wild. She had purchased more than one, and so without really a proper home to return her to, we sort of just kind of adopted her. And we named her Luna because she was discovered on the night of the full moon. And that's the story of how I became an accidental ferret uncle. Luna is significantly smaller than she should be for her age because of this traumatic experience. If you've ever seen, I'm sure a lot of you know who Pirate Software is. He's exploded in popularity over the past 6 months or more or less. But he's got his own ferrets. Ferrets are very social animals. They tend to get along with each other. But if you look at any clips where he's shown them on stream, they are much larger than Luna is, and that's because Luna was effectively traumatized or starved, for lack of a better term, for a period of time that we're not entirely sure how long. So it definitely stunted her growth, and unfortunately we don't really we took her in just because, like, what the hell, well, we weren't going to give her back to the pet store. We'll take care of her, but we don't really have the means to adopt any more ferrets, or we didn't at the time, and we still don't really have we don't have an appropriate space to house more than just her, really, which is unfortunate because sometimes she does get a little lonely, but for the most part she seems relatively independent. Whether or not that's a symptom of the trauma, I can't say for sure, but that's kind of the slightly long-winded version of the story of how we as a family accidentally adopted a ferret. But yes, other than that, any other pet we've ever had was an adopt, not a purchase. You should post Luna on Twitter. I'll try to remember to do that. You should remind me to do that, and I'll post pictures on Twitter after. Anyway, rather lengthy aside, let's get back to the story.
Church?
Are you a nun? You're a nun in your off time? I forgot we were being horny teenagers. Sheesh. That's right. It's fairly common where I come from, too. Though I'm still just a volunteer, so all I can do is hear the confessions of lost little lambs. She's a nun. She's a nun, which means she works for the church in a Type Moon visual novel. Yorokobe Shonen. She's very cute, and now I don't trust her at all. She's an executioner, I believe it. You know what? Go ahead and kill me, it's fine. Miss Noel's surprising openness creates a stir among the male students. If I'm being honest, the word nun has piqued my own interest. The girls, on the other hand, are playing with their phones in silence. I casually check the anonymous student forums to see what they're saying. Boys are so gross. Do they actually think anyone be into them? She's not even that pretty. That's not true! I wish you'd do that, oh, look at me, I'm French thing somewhere else. Okay. She's like not even hiding how much she's loving this. About what I expected. More and more gossip is posted to the forum. Before long, the class has been bizarrely split among gender lines. Miss Noel, Frere Noel, Santa, Christmas. Christmas was referenced earlier in this very same chapter. Witch on the Holy Night? No way! Could this be related? I love how we're all just the same kind of crazy here, you know? It's great. Before long, the class has been bizarrely split along gender lines. The tribes are firmly divided into disgusting boys and nasty girls. A war of cliques right out of middle school. I would have said mean girls, but I don't think that movie had come out by the time of this. It almost certainly hasn't. Mean Girls was probably like... Tobias, when did Mean Girls come out? 2006, maybe? Maybe later? I don't know, I have no idea. 2004. A lot of things happened in 2004. In some convoluted way, all parts of Type Moon are canon. I've seen a few large graphics. 2004, huh. Well then, yeah, there you go. Miss Noel smiles wanly? Kinoko Nasu, this is the second time you've made me look up a word. I'm impressed. Wanly. In a weak or pale or languid manner. Miss Noel smiles wanly as she watches the chaos unfold. It seems this class may be a bit on the slow side. Not something you'd expect to hear from a teacher. Unable to keep up with what's happening, I take a look around and meet eyes with Yumizuka. That was her name. It looks like she feels the same as me. What is happening? The classroom is lively. What should have been a normal day now feels anything but. Morning classes have ended. The classroom feels even more restless than usual. Tensions have been simmering between guys and the girls since third period, Miss Noel's class. It seems that the girls have put Miss Noel in the teachers we don't like category. In any case, it's lunch now. Most of the class is making their way to the cafeteria or the school store. The only ones left in the classroom are Yumizuka and her group of friends. Now, where should I get lunch? Well, we went to the cafeteria to hang out with our buddy yesterday. Last week. The cafeteria, I'll buy some bread and eat in the classroom. Go out into the hallway and think about it. The hallway, once again, seems like a very oddly specific choice. Bread? I'm sorry, it's too late. Bread. I step into the hallway and head for the stairs. Whether I go to the cafeteria or the school store, I have to go down to the first floor. But as I make my way down to the first floor, I run into someone I wasn't expecting to see. The new teacher, Miss Noel, is loitering on the landing. It's rare to see a teacher out in the hall during lunch. At our school, teachers generally eat in the faculty room, the supply room, or the teacher's space in the cafeteria. I don't see any reason for her to be on the landing between the first and second floors. Perhaps...
Sensei,
Miss Noel, are you lost? I don't think there's any way she could be, but I figure I should ask just in case. Oh gosh, did I look that helpless? I'm just taking a little breather. The faculty room here is a little too homely, you know? I know this is only temporary, but I hope we can think of each other as family. I mean, how intimidating is that? Yeah, homely. I was gonna bring that up. Homely means ugly. Homey means feels like home. And being invited to a welcome party on my first day, it's just... I'm not ready for that. A room full of people with their attention all on you, all smiles. Can you imagine anything more terrifying? You know what? I kind of feel that. Huh. No, you're right. Now I'm the one caught off guard. Miss Noel is so candid that I can't help but agree with her, as though we're friends. Right? I thought high school teachers would be run down from constantly having to deal with kids who think they're adults, but I was wrong. Everyone's so strong and positive, and they smile all the time. I know I've got a great smile, but even I'm not up to par with the other teachers. Not to toot your own horn. As she speaks, Miss Noel slides the mobile device she had been holding on into her jacket. It didn't look like she was talking on the phone or writing a message. Could she have been taking pictures? Well, I guess I can't play hooky forever, huh? I've psyched myself up now, so I should get back to the faculty room. But, are you lost? What was that supposed to mean? We're at school, you know. Or is that some kind of Japanese pickup line? No, that's not what I know. I'm just teasing. Girl, you better stop being cute before you turn out to be evil, I swear to God. See you later, Shiki. Thanks for looking out for me. Oh, she's so fucking evil. She's so evil. She's too cute to not be evil. Damn it. I'm upset. Miss Noel walks off down the stairs, humming a tune to herself. I've never met such a lax teacher. But how did she know my name? Even though she's still new, it seems that she's already memorized all her students' names and faces. Maybe she's more dedicated to her job than she looks. School ends. I didn't have any dizziness or anemia. It was a good day today. Well, if you discount the emergence of a strange new virus rampaging through our classroom. The girls have taken to calling it Noel fever. Noelitis is another one. Not even lunch served to cool the tension between the afflicted boys and the girls side-eyeing them. It's looking like the battle will continue into tomorrow. Maybe she's a mage sent by the church to kill the boy with the mystic eyes that let him cut anything. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. The boys who managed to break the fever were showered with praise by the girls, but labeled idiots, traitors, and worse by their still feverish former brethren. Just another day at high school. Well, I guess she isn't like anyone we've seen before. Still, I don't understand why everyone is so obsessed with her. Fucking I do. I mean, Akiha's way pretty...
ああ、いたいた。ちょっといい、四季君。
Shigi, I'm gonna need to have a man-to-man discussion with you. Shiki, I'm gonna need to have a man-to-man discussion with you once we get back to the mansion. Oh, there you are. Do you have a moment, Shiki? Uh-oh, she's going to try to kill us. It's the assassin class servant. Did she telepathically detect my roasting or something? I wouldn't call that roasting. I think that was something a little different, bud.
あら、口から心臓でも
Hi,
吐
you
き出
look
し
like
そう
a
な
deer
顔
in the
なのね。
headlights. That wicked smile.
何かいけないことでも考え
Were
てい
you
たの
thinking
かしら？
something naughty, perhaps?
いえ、
Actually, well, if I could break the fourth wall and also the narrative structure of this story, actually, yeah, he was just about to have a thought that I would call very inappropriate. No, of course not.
それより何でしょう
What
か、
does he need,
ノエ
Miss
ル
Noel?
先生。
I swallow the guilt I feel from comparing Miss Noel and Akiha and try my best to change the subject. I'm not dropping this. And then... a smile flickers across Miss Noel's face, like she's seen straight through me.
ノエル先生
Miss Noel.
という響きはいい
I
も
sure
の
do
ね。
like the ring to that.
先輩って呼ばれるよりずっといいわ。日本にはまだ慣れ
Everything
て
here
い
in
なくて
Japan is
不
so
安だったけ
new.
ど、
I was
あ
worried
な
I
たみ
wouldn't
たい
fit
に
in,
純朴な
but
子
I could
に
get used to being
先
a
生って
teacher
呼
for
ば
a
れるの
cutie
は
like
癖に
you.
なりそう。
It feels so
背
immoral.
徳的
What
でちょっとドキドキ
is
してるの。
happening right now? Does she have mystic eyes that make boys fall in love with her? But those glasses protect them? No, I think she's just a pretty young woman in a class full of teenage boys. And Shiki just is apparently into his sister. I think that is all that's... I'm not sure if it gets any deeper than that. Then again, I suppose we're about to find out.
ノエル先生、
Miss Noel? Yeah, she's about to stab us.
ちょっと
Think you
近い
could
ん
back
です
up a
けど。
bit?
気にしないで。
Don't
と
worry
いう
about it.
か、
You're supposed to
こうい
pretend
う
you don't
時は
understand what's
鈍
going
いふ
on,
りをして
silly.
黙っているものよ。
Chat, she might not be about to stab us. I'm not sure what's about to happen.
ほら、ね、私の首筋、綺麗でしょ？
I'm slightly more sure what's about to happen. Lady, it's your first day on this job. You do. I mean, how you? I can't. I'm just gonna keep reading. Look, Doesn't my neck look pretty? I don't know if it's nerves or the power of the setting sun. I hear her voice not from in front of me, but behind me, like she's whispering directly into my ear.
そう警戒しないで。
Don't be scared.
ただ指と指を
Just
重
let our
ねるだ
fingers
け。
touch.
体
Feel
温を
each
伝
other's
え
warmth.
るだけ。
Accept
私の
me.
体を預けるだけ。
I think I do know what's about to happen, actually.
そう。
That's it.
あなたに
I want
私
you
を
to gobble me up.
食べてもらいたいだけ。
Her neck. Gobble me up. I saw, one of us is a vampire. Her breath nears. Our legs entwine. She wraps her arms around my back like she doesn't want me escaping. Right in front of me. A woman's smooth, seductive neck.
あれ
Listen,
心音だけでとろけてしまうで
doesn't the
しょ。
sound of my heartbeat excite you?
だから忘れて。
Just forget yourself.
あなたを忘れ
Forget
て。
everything.
邪魔なもの
Throw
は
out
全部取っ
anything
て
that
しま
would
え
get
ば
in
い
our
い。
way. Like
その建前
pretenses
も、その
and
眼鏡も。
these. And she's gonna take off her glasses. Her fingers slither up to my glasses. The moment she touches them, I jump away. My entire body revolts against the idea of seeing the lines.
なんて
Got
新年記
you.
念の冗談で
I
した。
thought I'd tease you a little to commemorate our first date together. That I'm calling the police right now. That's not okay. That's fucked up. You're going to lose your job and you're going to jail forever.
日本風に言うとちょっとしたスキンシップじゃなくて
What's a better way to introduce yourself than a little physical contact? What do you call it here? Skinship?
まだまだ形だ
Though
け
we
の
still
付
have
き合い
lots
って
to
こと
learn
ね
about each other, I
私た
think.
ち。
This is a fucking episode. She's trying to get those glasses off. They're the one thing protecting him from her spell. I'm telling you, I think you're on the right track. I don't know if you're 1-to-1 here.
冗談って
That was supposed to be a joke. I don't think that's what you would call what just transpired. There's a limit to the kind of jokes you can crack as a teacher.
そもそも用は何なんですか。
What was it that you needed?
俺を探してたよう
Made
な
it
口
sound
ぶり
like you
で
were
したけ
looking
ど。
for me.
ああ、それはもういい
Oh,
の。
that's nothing.
ちょっと手
I
伝っ
wanted
て
your
も
help
らい
with
たいこ
something,
とがあ
but
っ
it's
た
all
ので、
taken care of.
それももう終わったわ。それじゃあ、さようなら、
Well
し
then,
きくん。
I'll see you tomorrow,
富
Shiki.
山先生みたいにならな
Be
いよ
careful
う
not to end up like
気を
Miss
つけて帰って
Toyama.
ね。
That's... This woman's a walking red flag. I take back every positive thing that I said about her so far. Miss Noelle leaves with a wave. Every third sentence she says is sus. True. Kage, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the end of your stream. I look forward to seeing what you... I tenuously look forward to seeing what you produced. Thank you for the shout out. Welcome in, raiders. If you don't know me, I'm Conla Redleaf. I used to be an adorable, gorgeous wolf boy warrior before I was defeated and captured and transformed into an orb. Today we are reading Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon, and we just had an encounter with our teacher. Kinda glad you weren't here for that. It was very upsetting. But it's most likely that she's like a vampire and not just a predator. Anyway, welcome in, Raiders. Kage, if you gotta go get some food, get some rest, don't let me hold you up. Same goes for you, the rest of you Raiders. If you're sticking around, I'd very much appreciate it. And get cozy. It's a nice, comfy narration stream with a healthy dose of chatting as well. Miss Noelle leaves with a wave. Something about that last remark bothers me. Do we confront her about her bringing up the deceased teacher? Do we confront her or do we let it go? Thank you for the lurk, Kage. Confront? I'm inclined to agree. I asked about Miss Toyama. Miss Noelle. I call out to her. I can't help but ask. What did you mean, end up like Miss Toyama? I ask a question that shouldn't be asked. Miss Noelle, the substitute for Miss Toyama, softly places her index finger next to her lips. Miss Toyama passed away last night. They found half of her body burned to a crisp outside the park. She responds almost like she's singing. I think she was turned. Yep. I think you hit the nail on the head. I leave the school. The left side of my throat hurts a little, like something has scratched it. I don't have anything to do. Go straight home, or go home after a quick detour. Where the fuck would we detour to? Are you serious right now? You want to, after the encounter that we just had, you want to, like, go to the fucking arcade or some shit? Huh? I guess home isn't exactly a comfortable place yet. I'll stop somewhere on the way home. It's not that I don't want to go back. It's just going to take a while until I'm comfortable there. Okay, yeah, so see, that's what home. The mansion is not exactly home yet. Kinda gotta get used to being there. I'll stop by either Arihiko's place or the bookstore in the station. Either way, it should only take about an hour. I'll have plenty of time to get back before my curfew. Thank you, Tobias. We just need something to decompress after that, whatever that was. The nape of my neck is strangely warm. It feels swollen. Maybe that's why I don't remember where I'm going. Night covers the city like water from a leaky pipe. It's far more lively than this morning. The shining headlights of cars. The throngs of people that the station swallows up and spits out. The number of uniformed students has dropped drastically. And brightly clothed people now own the streets. I rise from the bench I was sitting on. It's time. I start towards the shopping district, though I have no reason to go there. What are we doing? What exactly is this detour? I slip into a side street away from the main avenue. It's more of an alley than a street. There's no one around. Completely silent. No sign of life. Nothing, except the rustling from in there. The light from the vending machines is blinding. A modern convenience at odds with this place. I hurry past the glaring brightness. I make for the darkness. Darkness befitting of the night. To shadowy places more confined and further from prying eyes. I place my hands on the rusted fence. I can open this and go inside. I can...
ちょっと、そこの人。
Hey, you. Huh? The voice stops me in my tracks. I come back to my senses in a daze. I don't understand. Why did I come here? And why was I trying to go in there? He's been enthralled.
すみません。
Hello.
100円持ってませんか？
Excuse me. Could you spare 100 yen? Bro's a vampire. He's about to be. He's a thrall. He's been charmed. He's been led back to their fucking den. Okay, I just like Twin Tails, alright? I'm a Rin fanboy. Leave me alone. I turn around and find a strange girl standing in front of the vending machines. It seems she wants to buy a drink, but doesn't have any change. I'm not sure if it's the guilt I feel at losing myself, or if I just can't bring myself to refuse, but I hand the girl 100 yen.
どうも、助かりました。
Thanks. I appreciate it. The girl pushes my money through the coin slot and presses a button. She picks up the can that is dispensed, then scrunches her face into a frown.
こんな時間に散歩とか。
Pretty reckless
のん
walking
きですね。
around at a time like this.
お家の人。
Isn't your family
待ってる
waiting
んじ
for
ゃ
you
ない
at
です
home?
か。
This random chick probably just saved our life. Ah. I check my phone. The clock informs me it's 7:40, without a hint of mercy. I only have 20 minutes until my curfew. In a panic, I make to dash out of the alleyway, when from behind...
待ってください。
Wait a second. The girl calls out to me again.
何？悪
What
いけ
is
ど
it?
急いで。
Sorry, but I'm kind of in a hurt. The girl tosses the canned drink to me. Surprised, I catched it. I just said catched. Surprised, I catch it. Didn't she buy this for herself, though?
それ、あげ
You
ま
can
す。
have it.
なんで？
Why?
どれも飲めない味でした。
Didn't see anything I liked. Oh, you're so cool for that. Oh, fuck. She's probably a vampire too. She just saved our life. The girl voices her displeasure and walks past me briskly. She at least knows that there's fucking vampires here, bro. Wait, I don't have time to be standing around. I rush away as well. What kind of brother... No, what kind of human being breaks his curfew on the first day? I've got to get back now, or else Akiha will rip me a new one. Subtle. You quietly open the door.
ただいま。
I'm home. I open and close the door as quietly as possible and sneak into the lobby. I make sure my greeting isn't too loud or too quiet. It's 1 minute before 8. My mad dash from the station narrowly got me home on time, but I feel like I'm going to throw up. That hill is a killer. I totally forgot that my downhill path to school means I have to climb uphill to get back home.
お帰りなさいませ。
Welcome
四季様。
home, Master Shiki.
お疲れとは存じますが、
I'm sure you are
お部屋に
tired,
戻る
but
前に
please come to the office
執務
before
室においで
retiring
くだ
to
さ
your
い。
room. Mr. Sakiha wishes to speak with you.
お話があるとのことです。
Gulp.
執務室
The office, huh?
ですか。
I should have guessed that being called to the office meant Akiha wasn't happy with me.
寄り道をするのは
Perhaps your penchant for
金銭に
detours
余
is
裕
due
があ
to
る
an
からでしょう。
overabundance of financial freedom. Oh, fuck. First she took away our cell phone, now she's gonna put us on a strict allowance. Can't have shit in this mansion.
今回の罰として
As punishment, I will be
兄さんの月
reducing
々
your
の交
monthly
友費を
allowance by
2割ほ
20%.
ど減らすことにします。
God damn it. When you get called to the principal's office and the entire class goes, ooh. My punishment. Doled out to me the moment I enter the office, without any chance to explain myself. I guess I didn't realize I would be getting money each month from my sister, and now it's already been slashed. I hope you're happy, old man. Akiha is even stricter than you were.
でもそれ
But
は
I
な
made
い
it
だ
back
ろ。
before curfew,
俺
right?
は門限は守ったんだぞ。まあ日が
Oh,
暮れ
I
る
guess
前
I
にって
did
の
promise
は
I'd be back
守
before
れなかったけど。
sunset.
あら、
My,
それは
I'm
意外でし
surprised.
た。
You actually remember that, do you?
私と約束を交わし
Then
た
why
自
did you
覚があっ
not
たんで
keep
す
your
ね。
word?
いやー、それが
I
つい
just
忘れ
kind
て
of
たみたい
forgot.
で。
兄さん、
What a
私
coincidence.
も言い忘れていま
I'd
した。
forgotten something as well.
罰の追加として、今夜の
As an
夕食
additional
は抜きと
punishment,
します。
you will be going without dinner tonight. What are we, a dog? What the fuck?
あ
She's a tyrant! Best not say that word around a Kingslayer like me. She's this angry when I actually make my curfew. I don't know whether I'll survive if I actually miss it. What a coincidence. I forgot to give a fuck. Damn. I trudge back across the lobby on my way to my room. Despite my protests, I wasn't able to convince Akiha to let me have dinner. Though she did agree to only decrease my allowance by 10%. A singular but important victory as an older brother.
四季さん、四季さん、
琥珀さん
What's up, Kohaku? Kohaku calls out to me before I arrive at my room. Hidden in the corner of the hallway, she seems to have reverted to her conspirator mode from this morning.
もうダメですよ。
What were you
今
thinking?
日ぐらいはちゃん
You
と
have
帰
to
っ
at
て
least
こな
follow
い
the
と。
rules for your first full day.
いくらなんでも
She
一
was
日
here
目
so
なら言う
early,
ことを聞いてくれるだろうって。
expecting that you would be too.
もうありえないぐらい早めに帰ってきてたんですから。
帰ってきてたって
Who was here
誰
early?
がですか？
そんなの決まって。
Isn't it obvious?
いえ、
Never
なんでも
mind.
ございません。
Moving on.
それはともか
As
く
a
と
loyal
して、
servant, I
夕
cannot
食
allow
の日
you to
は
go
使
without
用
dinner.
人として見過ごせません。
Oh my god,
で
she's
すの
the
で、
best!
お部屋の方に軽食をご用意
Which
し
is
て
why
お
I
きまし
prepared a
た。
light meal for you in your room.
おにぎりとお味噌汁という簡単なもので
It's
す
just
が、
onigiri and miso soup, however. Kohaku best girl. Kohaku fucking best girl, bro. What a thoughtful housekeeper. It was the same with my phone this morning. She's being so nice to me, even though it might get her in trouble with Akiha.
でもいいんですか？
Are you sure?
俺はすご
I
く
mean,
助
I'm
かり
really
ますけど。
thankful, but
はい、
I'm
四
quite
季さんの
sure
健康に
your
関わ
health
る
is
こ
at
とです
stake
も
here.
の。 それに、こ
Hisui
れは
agreed
翡
as
翠ちゃ
well.
んも同意しています
Please
か
don't
ら。
worry. Even if we are discovered, Mr. Tsukihime will forgive us
二
if
人
we
で謝れば
apologize
許
together.
していただけますよ。
そうか、あの
The
子も。
maid actually cares, huh? Despite how stoic she looks, she's pretty thoughtful. I guess she took pity on me having to go without dinner, though she didn't show it.
シキさん、あの子
Shiki,
じ
she
ゃな
has
い
a
ので
name,
す。
you
翡
know.
翠ちゃんです。
あ
Oh,
うん
sorry.
あ、分かってる。
It's just
でも
she's been hard to
そ
get
の
through to, so
まだ
I
うまく
wasn't sure
話
if
せ
it
ない
was
から
right for me to be so
気軽
casual
に名
with
前
her.
で呼ぶのは申し訳ない気がして。
いいえ、それはい
How
け
could
ません。
you, Shiki? That's
ひ
really
どいお
mean.
話です。翡翠ちゃんはああ見えてとっても優しいんですから
Hisui may not wear her heart on her sleeve, but she's incredibly kind.
シキさんもどうか
I hope that you'll
こ
come
れ
to
から
think
は
of her
気
like
軽に
family.
家族と思って翡翠ちゃんと呼んであげてくださいな。
Kohaku looks straight at me. Maybe I have been a little unfair to Hisui. She's looking out for me just like Kohaku is. I should give her a break.
わかりました。
You're right.
これからは何があ
I'll
っても
try to
翡
get
翠
along
ちゃん
with Hisui better.
あ、いや、
She's been nothing
ちゃ
but
ん
good
付け
to
は
me.
さすがに恥ずかしいんで、翡翠の名前を呼びます。
はい、それは
That's
大変よ
wonderful
う
to
ござい
hear.
ます。
Kohaku bids me a good evening and returns to the first floor. In my heart, I give thanks to my guardian angel, the nightingale of the Tono mansion, and return to my room. Onigiri, huh? No doubt they're delicious if Kohaku made them. Are you serious? Phew.
いいお湯だった。
That was a nice dip. After I scarfed down Kohaku's onigiri, Hisui came to tell me the bath was available. And by the time I returned to my room, it's 9 p.m. It's a little too early to sleep. All I have to read is textbooks, and I'm not feeling particularly tired. If I have time to kill anyway, I'll... Well, I don't think this is exactly an option. She's certainly not in the best of moods with our shenaniganery. Stop by Kohaku's room. Seems mildly inappropriate, but then again, allegedly she's got a TV in there. So let's go hang out. I'll try stopping by Kohaku's room. On my way to the bathroom earlier, I think I figured out roughly where Kohaku's room might be. I make for the end of the hallway on the first floor, or the west wing. The kitchen should be down the end of this hall, opposite the lobby. And from what I understand, Kohaku's room is just in front of the kitchen.
琥珀さんの部屋は
That must
こ
make
こかな
this her room. Maybe? I knocked lightly on the door.
琥珀さん、います。
Are you there?
は
Yes,
ーい、ちょっ
just
と
a
待って
moment,
くだ
please.
さいね。
A cheerful voice comes from inside the room. After a couple minutes, Kohaku's face appears from behind the door.
あれ、シキさ
Oh,
んじゃない
it
です
isn't
か。
Shiki.
どうしたんですこん
Whatever
な時
could it
間
be at a
に。
time like this?
いえ、その、
I was...
実はテレビを見せてもらおうかなって。
Excuse me, big yawn just snuck up on me. I was wondering if I could maybe use your TV.
はい。
Pardon?
ああ、そのです
Oh, I
ね。
mean,
こ
there
の家
aren't
っ
any
て
TVs
テ
in
レ
the
ビが
house,
ないで
right?
しょ。今まで普通の
I
家で
kind
暮
of
ら
have
してきた
trouble
俺
falling
にしてみる
asleep
と、
without relaxing in front of
寝
the
る前
TV
に
before
のんびり
bed.
テレビを見るのが日
You know,
課だった
because
り
of
す
my
るわけ
upbringing
で、
and all.
見ないと落ち着かないというか。
The more I talk, the more I realize how stupid I sound. What kind of person tries to get into a girl's room by asking to watch TV? Hold on, wait a minute. I thought we were going to watch TV. Have I put ourselves in a situation that I did not intend to? I thought we were genuinely going to just chill and watch fucking TV. What am I doing? Even Kohaku can't hide her disgust at my... Or maybe not.
言われてみればその通りです。
You're right.
四季さんは今まで
I'm sure life at the
アニマの
mansion
お家
must
で
come
暮ら
as
してい
quite
た
a
んです
shock
も
after
の。
growing up in the Arima
いきなり
household.
この屋敷の空気は重かったでしょ。ですね。
Have you mentioned this to Mr. Sakiha or
スイ
Hisui?
ちゃんに話しちゃいました？
このことって
You mean about coming to
琥
your
珀
room
さんの部
tonight?
屋に行くってこと？
Kohaku nods.
いえ、誰にも話していませんよ。
大変結構です。
Perfect.
もしお話
If
し
you
されて
had,
いた
I
ら
would have been forced to
四季さ
turn
ん
you
に追
away.
い返さないといけないところでしたから。
Kohaku offers me a smile, then glances up and down the hallway.
幸いあたりに人
Luckily, no
影
one
な
seems
し。
to be around.
さあさあ、見つかると
Quickly, before
大変で
somebody
すか
sees
ら上がってくださいな。
Kohaku grips my arm.
うわ
Hold
うわ
on. Whoa. We're in chat. It's fucking cartoon time. The view that greets me inside is not at all what I was expecting. Half of the room is floored with tatami, with a cabinet placed flush against the inner wall. Japanese architecture through and through. The other half of the room is Western style, though simple. It looks more like a school infirmary than a room you'd expect to find a giant mansion like this.
適当なところに座ってください。
Please sit wherever you like.
私、お
I'll
茶
make
を
us
入
some
れてきますから。
Kohaku leaves the room. I clear my throat and take a seat on the sofa in the Japanese half of the room. Kohaku's room looks more like a meticulously organized office than the room of a young woman. The cabinet in the back is filled with little drawers. They're so small, whatever they contain must easily fit in my hand.
あのタンスっても
Is
しかして
that... One of those cabinets used to store medicine? It must be. The local doctor I visited when I was with the Arimas had a similar one in his house. Wait, could that mean Kohaku has a medical license? No, that's just not possible. She's way too young for something like that. I look away and spy the TV remote resting on a floor cushion. I wonder if she was watching something earlier.
Hi, お待たせしました、四季さん。
Let the be God. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for waiting, Shiki.
ソチャですが、どうぞ。
Here's your tea.
あ、どうも
Oh,
お
thank
構
you.
いなく。
Sorry for the trouble.
いえいえ、こちらこ
Not at all.
そ気の利いたおも
I'm
てな
sorry I
しは
don't
で
have
きそう
anything
にな
better
く
for
て。
you. Kohaku smiles as she sets out the green tea and Mizu Yokan sweets to go with it.
テレビでしたね。
So, back to the matter at hand.
四季さんはこの時間
What do you
何
usually
を見て
watch
いる
around
ん
this
です
time,
か？
Shiki? Don't say anime, don't say anime, don't say anime, don't say anime.
特に決まってないけど、
Nothing in
基
particular.
本的には
I guess usually the
ニュ
news.
ースかな。
Saved it. Absolutely clutched.
そうなんですか。
Is that so?
四季さんは落ち着いてい
You're
ます
so
から、
composed.
食後は
I'd
読
assume
書
you're
をな
more
さ
the
るの
type
か
to
な
prefer
なんて
reading
思
after
ってい
dinner.
たんですけど。
残念ながら
Sorry
そ
to
んな殊
disappoint
勝
you,
な
but
心が
I'm
けはない
I'm
で
not
す。
that good of a student.
よく勤勉な学生と見られが
People
ちな
often
んです
say
け
that
ど
I have the look of
根は
one,
ぐう
but
たら
I'm
で
actually pretty lazy.
メガネのおかげで真面目そ
I
う
think
に
it's
見え
because
る
of
ん
the
でしょうか。
glasses.
あ、そうでし
Oh,
た。
that's right.
四季さんって
You are wearing
メガネ
glasses,
をか
aren't
けて
you?
いらしたんですもの。実は昨日、
To be
お
honest,
出
I was
迎
a
えした
little
時に
surprised when I
心
first
の
saw
中
you
でびっく
yesterday.
りしていたんですよ。
それはどう
Really?
して？
How come?
だって、秋葉
Mr.
さん
Sakiha
は
never
四季
once
さんがメ
mentioned
ガネ
that
を
you
か
wore
けているなん
glasses.
て一度もおっしゃりませんでしたから。てっきり秋
I
葉
was
様
preparing
に似た
myself for an
涼
icy,
しみかつ
sharp-eyed
鋭い
gentleman
目
in
を
the
したお
vein of
方が
Mr.
来るんだっ
Sakiha.
て。 身構えておりました。
Kohaku smiles as if to say she had nothing to worry about. Huh. Now that she mentions it, I never saw Akiha after I got my glasses.
けどこのメガネは伊
These
達
are
メガネ
actually
なんです
mostly
よ。
for show.
目は悪いと言えば
My
悪
eyes
い
aren't
ん
great,
だけ
but
ど、
I can see most
視
stuff
力
is
は
just
平
fine
均よ
without
りいい
them.
方だし、
It's not like I
別
read
に
so
勉
much
強
my
の
eyes
し
get
すぎ
bad
で
or
視力が
anything.
落ちたわけじゃないんで
Oh,
す。
guess I've ruined any thoughts that I'm cultured, eh?
知的なイメージがあったのに幻滅させちゃいました。
Niterinha. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in. Welcome, Raiders. And we hit the follower goal. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello, hello. Well, welcome. My name is Colin the Redleaf. I used to be a wolf boy kingslayer warrior before I was defeated and captured and transformed into this small orb you see before you. We had a soft follower goal going, yes. Mods, thank you for the shout out. Raiders, welcome in. Lovely to see you. Lovely to meet you. If you have to raid and run, if you got to take care of yourself after stream, please don't let me hold you up. Otherwise, if you're sticking around, get cozy. We are reading some Tsukihime tonight. Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon. It is the follow-up to Witch on the Holy Night, and a sort of pseudo prequel related to the Fate Stay Night series. If you guys are interested in that. Anyway, thank you so much for the raid. Lovely to see you. I don't know if I'm raid from Brazil. Ah, I see. I'm afraid I must insist that we keep it to English in the chat, if that's okay. I do have at least one mod that speaks Spanish. I don't think I know anyone. I don't think anybody here speaks any kind of Brazilian Portuguese or anything like that. So we might run into issues that way. So I must politely request we keep it to English. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate the raid, though. I'm gonna stream. I also don't want to be spoiled. Still haven't played, but one day. Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, totally. If you want to avoid spoilers, this is you won't get spoiled on Witch on the Holy Night necessarily, but you will obviously you'll get spoilers for this specific. I want to say that NHA word ending in Portuguese. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar. Speak Spanish, that's okay. We can keep it to English, please. We'll as long as we can manage. Or you don't have to speak in the chat at all. Really, I absolutely welcome comfy, cozy lurkers. I'm gonna be doing most of the talking. So, with that all said, let's get right back to the story.
そんなことはありません。
Not at all.
私だって
I much
本よ
prefer
りテレビの
television
方
to
が
books
楽しいで
myself.
すもの。四季さんが思った通りの
I'm
元
glad
気
that
な
you're as
方
warm a
で
person as I
嬉しいで
first
す。
thought.
そうですか。それはどうも。
I find myself trying to look anywhere else. The carefree smile that Kohaku beams my way sets my heart racing for some reason.
あ、ごめんなさい。
Oh, please forgive me.
ニュースを見に来られ
You
たの
came
に
here to
お
watch the
し
news,
ゃべ
not
りをし
chat.
てしまって。
Kohaku switches the TV on. Images flash onto the monitor. It's a little past 9:30. Late enough that the news has shifted from lighter topics to more serious ones.
ありゃ、
Oh
ま
my.
た通り魔
It's
殺
about
人で
that
すか。
slasher again. They're running a piece about the murders. While the slashing started in a neighboring ward, the most recent ones have all been here in Soya. The piece covers just the basics. They describe the crime. Young women walking late at night are taken indiscriminately, killed, and finally have their blood drained from them. There are already 8 victims, and the police are being criticized for their consistent failure to turn up any leads. The media doesn't report anything else in detail. They skip over any commonalities between the victims or exactly how they died, simply stating that their blood had been drained. Probably trying to prevent any copycats from appearing.
怖い話ですね。
How terrible.
おまわりさんは何
Can't
を
the
しているん
police
で
do
しょう
anything?
突
Maybe
発
they
的な
still
犯
don't
行なん
understand the
で
killer's motive.
犯人の動機が
It's
絞
hard
れ
to
ない
find the culprit in a case like this unless you catch them in the
深夜の
act.
通り魔的な犯行
And
な
you
ら
can't look for them if you don't
見つかりさえしな
understand
ければ
why they're doing it in the
後を追いません。
first place.
動機理由がない以上犯人は探せないわけですし。
単に襲わ
You're
れて
saying
し
the
まった
victims
方
have
た
just
ち
been
の運
unlucky?
が悪い。
Or rather, that the killer has been lucky not to
目
be
撃者の
seen?
出ない犯人の運がいいとおっしゃるのですか？
まあ
Pretty much.
そうでもな
I
いと
mean, it's been 2
2週
weeks and
間
the
近
killer
く
still
犯人
hasn't
が
been
見つから
found.
ないのはおかしいでしょ。
どうでしょう。
I wonder.
しっかりとした準備があ
I
る
don't
の
think
な
it's
ら、
so unusual
そ
if
れ
the
は
killer
おか
is
しな
sufficiently
話ではなくな
prepared.
ると思いますよ。想像でしかありませんが、
I'm just thinking out
殺人
loud,
というもの
but the
は
more one
数を
kills, the
重
more
ねれば
clues
重ねる
one
ほ
would
ど
leave behind,
証
wouldn't
拠
you
を
say?
残してしまうものです。
Bit gruesome to say it that way, but generally, yes.
行方不明者が8人いると
It
いう
would
の
be
なら
different if there were 8
証
people
拠は積み
missing,
上がりません
but
が、
8 bodies should
遺
provide
体
a
が8
mountain
人
of
分も発見
evidence.
されているのなら十分な状況証拠は揃っていてしかるべきです。なのに犯人が
Which
捕
gives me
まらない
reason to
のは
believe that the killer
捕
has
まらないだ
concocted
けの
some
理
method
由
of
を
avoiding
犯
capture.
人が作っているからと推測できます。
That was unexpected. In my awe, all I can manage is a quick, that makes sense. Regardless of whether her speculation is right or not, I didn't expect her to be the type to think so hard about things like this.
しかしそうなると
But
犯人は
that would
突
mean
発
these
的な
weren't
通
random
り魔じゃなく
killings,
て
but carefully
用
planned
意周
murders.
到な殺人鬼になりますね。仮にそいつが通り魔の
If
ふり
he's
をし
only
て
been pretending
計
to
画
act
的にことを
randomly,
進めている
that
の
would
な
mean
ら
that the victims are all
殺された
actually
人たちが
connected
無関係
somehow.
に見えてやっぱりつながりがあるとか。
ないんじゃ
I
ない
don't
で
think
しょう
that's
か。
necessarily the case.
そんなつながりがあっ
If
た
they
ら
were, the
それ
police
こ
would
そ
have found the
二人目
connection
ぐら
by
いで
the
警
second or
察
third
の皆
body.
さんも気がつくでしょうし、結局のところ
Ultimately, this
これは
killer
隠
seems to
匿性
display
に関しては
superhuman
超
levels
人
of
的レベル
caution
の
when
用
it
意
comes
周
to,
到さなのに
remaining hidden,
目的性に関しては
but
極め
has
て
no
薄
real
い
objective.
理解不能の事
It
件で
makes
す
sense
ね。
that the case would be difficult to decipher. Kohaku says all this with a smile on her face. Looks like she's not too concerned.
琥珀さん、
Kohaku, you
これって
realize this
こ
is
の町で
happening
起きてる事件なん
in
です
our
よ。
own town, right?
琥珀さんだって若い
Aren't you scared?
女の子なんだから
You're a young woman
少
yourself.
しは怖いって思わないんですか？
嫌ですね。大丈夫ですよ。
Oh no, I'm alright.
通り魔さんは深
The
夜に
slasher only
出現する
appears
だけ
late
で
at
すか
night,
ら、
so I'll be fine if I
夜
don't
の
venture
外に出
outside
なけれ
after
ば
dark.
会うこともありません。
Looks like Kohaku has actually thought this through. This all just seemed too gruesome to think about rationally like that, but maybe that's how most people treat news that they see on TV. I'm going to take a small sip of my
お邪魔しました。
beverage. Keep my whistle wet. Thanks for having me.
また見たくなったら
I'll
やってき
swing
ま
by
すか
again
ら。
if I ever feel like
その
watching
時は
something.
よろしくお願いします。
はい、ぜひお待ち
I
してお
look
りま
forward
す
to
ね。
it. Kohaku glances up and down the hallway again.
このままお部屋までお見送りしたい
I'd
のは
love to
山
escort you
々
back
で
to
す
your
が、
room, but
四季さ
Hisui
んのお
will
部
be
屋に
waiting
は
for
翡
you,
翠ちゃんが待
so
って
we'll
ま
have
すか
to
ら、
part here.
ここで失礼させていただきます。
はい、
Right.
それじゃあ
Good night then.
おやすみなさい。
She's so cute, Chet. I had no idea that the mansion had a 10 p.m. bedtime. In addition to the 8 o'clock curfew for coming home, there seems to be an unspoken rule that prevents people from leaving their rooms after 10. And Norb with a... Wow, we're getting raided to hell and back today. Norb, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. If you don't know me, I'm Conla, aka Conla the Kingslayer. I used to be a wolf boy warrior before I was defeated and captured and turned into an orb. Uh, yeah, third raid today. That's kind of crazy. Welcome in North. I hope you had a good stream. If you need to go take care of yourself, get some rest, get some food. Don't let me hold you up. Same goes for you raiders, but if you're sticking around, get comfy. We're doing a narration stream today. We're reading Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon. This is the follow-up to Witch on the Holy Night, and the related content to Fate Stay Night, if anybody's familiar with that anime series. Stream is good on Malurk? Absolutely. Like I said, don't let me hold you up. Welcome to Hang, but if you got a dash, no big. Anyway, thanks again. Welcome on in and get comfy. Yeesh. It's like Makihisa never left. Though I suppose that makes sense. The Tono family has functioned like this for hundreds of years, despite any technological advances or shifting trends. I don't expect anything to change just because Akiha has taken over. Oh yeah, I have seen that you can kill the lanterns. If anything, she's treated me pretty well. She got rid of her relatives just for me. Everything here is so different. It has me exhausted. I'll head back to my room for tonight. It's 10 o'clock. The lights in the room go out automatically. Apparently, things are set up so that all lights in the mansion will go out when it hits 10, aside from those in the office. Manually flipping the switch should turn a room's lights back on again, but that's intended for emergencies only. They'd probably catch me if I tried to use my room's nightstand light. And I'm not allowed to go outside my room after 10 either. Maybe I could buy my own light. They have little foldable ones about the size of a cell phone these days. This is just way too early for lights out any way you slice it. You know what they say, Shiki, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Which is probably why we are none of those things. I guess I don't really need one. I don't stay up that late anyway. I bet they'll let me stay up later when exam season comes around. I change into the clean pajamas set aside for me and crawl into bed. Ever since I was injured in that accident, part of me has resisted lying down like this. I used to hate letting my body get comfortable, and even more so if it meant sleeping in a soft bed. From what I hear, it caused a lot of trouble for Keiko when I first stayed with the Arimas. I always slept like a rock, but I hated going to sleep. Well, time to crash. I announced it to myself, even though it should go without saying. I took off my glasses and closed my eyes. I only had trouble sleeping when I was a child. Now, once I close my eyes, I can fall asleep just as well as... Well, that was quick. Oh. 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 Okay, alright, okay. A strange cry washes over my ears like a wave. Oh. my woos are not very strong tonight. Oh! The howl of an animal. It sounds too high to be a dog. Oh! rings in my eardrums. Is it howling at the moon? Ow! There's a gnawing pit in my stomach. The howling brings on a headache. Ow! Kyomaden, thank you for the follow. The sound doesn't stop. It's like a bullet rattling around the inside of my skull. Oh! Oh! Man, they're really. I'm not beating the allegations with this one, boys. Oh! Shut up. I throw on my glasses and open my eyes. The dog is still howling somewhere outside the window. The clock has just struck 11. How am I supposed to sleep like this? Damn it. What the hell is that noise? It sounds like it's coming from outside the mansion. I seriously doubt I can fall asleep like this. Don't have much of a choice here. Can't exactly call the cops about a dog being loud. I get up from the bed and change into my school uniform. The others must be having trouble sleeping too. I'm the only man in the mansion, so I should go see what's happening. Interesting justification, but okay. Why a school uniform? I don't think he has any other clean clothes at the ready. I'm pretty sure any other clothes that he has are not like I think Hisui prepares them for him in the morning. I head outside. The night is eerily still, like it's been frozen in place. The moon is hidden by clouds. Even the light from the lamppost is perfectly constant, like splotches of fallen paint on a canvas. Oh! 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 Strangely enough, even the howling seems weaker now that I'm outside. Or is it fading away? It doesn't matter. The nagging pain it's causing isn't in my ears, but my brain and eyes. Hearing it sets my heart pumping and my whole body on edge. A feeling I can't control at all. It's calling him, it may be. Shut up. Each step feels heavy. I've lost some feeling in the tips of my fingers. Then I realize something. I can see my breath, a pale white against the cold. It's quiet outside the estate. Like someone hit the pause button. My shadow is the only thing moving in this motionless world. I feel thirsty for some reason. Uh-oh. The high walls bordering the estate stretch alongside the darkened road. I warm my numbing fingers with my breath, walking towards where I suspect the dogs have gathered. Huh. All thought ceases. Under the distant streetlight is something I've never seen before, something no one should ever see. An incomprehensible sight. A dog, half melted. What is that? A long blade pointed downward. What is that? A howl dissolving with the dog. What is that? A blade stabbing down. is that? A roar that makes me question my sanity. Or maybe a sudden gale. As the wave threatening to rupture my eardrums disappears, so does the howling, and the dog along with it. Like they never existed in the first place. Dissolved into nothingness, without a trace. Is this an illusion? What I'm seeing is a hallucination. That or a dream. Is this an illusion? A strange figure stands under the light, cut out from the darkness. Is it wearing a coat? The silhouette in the thick coat doesn't seem to have noticed me standing here yet. My throat grows dry. My whole body is sweating. The night air sticks to my skin. Despite just standing here, I feel a pressure, like I'm at the bottom of the ocean. A language from a far-off land enters my ears. I'm so dizzy it feels like I could pass out. I'm narrowly able to muster some strength in my legs and prevent myself from falling. Then... all I see is an ordinary, empty public road. I gasp as my lungs hungrily suck in oxygen. I hadn't noticed. It seems I hadn't been properly breathing ever since I left the main gate. There's no howling to be heard anymore. I leave behind the terrible vision I've seen. I return to my room. It didn't seem like the others are still awake. I guess I was the only one bothered by the howling. It's strange. My head is still pounding.
あれなんで震えてるんだろう
Why am I shaking? My fingers are quivering. My whole body shivers. My spine is freezing. If I were to compare it to something, it's like my spinal cord has been torn out and replaced with a pillar of ice. Nausea hits me like a sack of bricks. Is this my usual anemia? It feels like the contents of my head are being dumped out onto the floor. I see something I don't want to see on the way down. Even with my glasses on, I can see the lines. Bile rises in my throat as my eyes recoil from the sight. The result of trying to avoid seeing them these past 7 years. My mind can't take this. I feel sick. The dizziness from my anemia has my stomach trying to escape through my throat.
嘘だろ
This can't be happening.
どうなってるんだ
What's going on?
これ
I don't understand. As long as my eyes are open, the scribbles continue to invade my senses.
悪い
This is just
夢だ
a bad dream. I somehow make it to my bed. Yes, I should just go to sleep. That's the quickest way to deny the reality in front of me. My body won't move how I want it to. So I'll stay like this, like a corpse. I'll just sleep, like a puppet with its strings cut. Do you want to save your progress? Yes. Yes, I do. And so ends the next chapter of Tsukihime. And so ends today's episode of Mythos Mondays. We're gonna swap back over here. Thank you once again, Chet, for joining me, and thank you to all of our lovely raiders today, for those of you who are still here, and those of you who had to run for the evening. Thank you, each and every one, for stopping by. That's going to wrap it up for today. 12 total chapters, and we're already starting on Chapter 3 next week. If you'd like to catch the next episode, be sure to be here 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time next Wednesday. We do Mythos, or next Monday. See, did I just see you next Wednesday? By accident? Bro, all that howling got fucking werewolves on my brain, dude. What the fuck? If you want to see the next installment, be here next Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Just found a curved sword that scales with only dex and starts at B. Ooh. Yeah, I gotta do some more exploring. I don't have enough off time. I have enough off time. It's just like I've been working on so many other things that I haven't had time to offline any Elden Ring stuff. I'd like to get back into it. Yeah. I just said see you next Wednesday. That was fucking crazy. Anyway, speaking of Elden Ring, we will be back with the DLC again tomorrow at about 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Still working on that final boss. Hopefully we can get him knocked out within the next 6 hours after tomorrow's stream. If we do, we've got plenty of base game content to still go through, like Malekith and Malenia and who and what and wherever. Tier that nullifies stamina consumption for 12 seconds. That seems extreme. Yeah, I have to blow up more of the Wicker Men. I beat the one in the starting area, and I got the Sekiro hard tier. That seems like fun. Doesn't exactly match the playstyle we've been going for, but I might play around with it. Killed them all, you maniac! He's killed them all! Anyway, yes, that's all we've got for today. If you want to check out the schedule for the rest of the week, go ahead and follow my Twitter. It should be linked below. Let me see who is on that I can send you guys off to. I can pass off all of these so generous raids. Oh, you know what? We're raiding in a circle today. We're gonna go say hello to Tolk. I saw Tolk in Kage's chat while I was watching before starting my own stream. So we're raiding in a circle today. Yes, please remember to raid Leaf. Like I said, we'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. instead of 6 p.m. like we were today. Next week, Mythos Monday again for the next exciting installment for those of you who enjoyed your time here. And once again, thank you to all of our raiders from today. That was very exciting. We hit our soft follower goal. I'll have to set up another soft follower goal as well. I don't know. We're trucking along. I'm liking all of the stuff that we're doing. There's more exciting things to come in the future, and I'm working on more and more stuff every day. Yeah, like Caesarian says, if you haven't followed the stream yet, go ahead and drop a follow. That way you're notified the next time that we're here for more and more exciting content. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a bite to eat, And try not to nap, because I'm still feeling pretty sleepy. Anyway, be nice, have fun, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks again.